Today I will be presenting about the customs and communication that are important to know while traveling and living in Lebanon. Lebanon was an area created in 1920 and the country received its independence about 20 years later. It borders with Syria and Israel, both of which remain trouble regions for the country of Lebanon. I consulted with the website the CIA World Factbook to learn more about the geography and other small facts of Lebanon. I found that it is a very small country in the Middle East that is only about 1/3 the size of Maryland, with cool, wet winters and extremely hot and dry summers. The type of government used in Lebanon is a parliamentary republic, with its capital centered in Beirut. The government system resembles the United States system because it has a legislative, judicial, and executive branch. Lebanon uses a free market economy and is considered to be around 90th in the world in terms of annual GDP. The main industries in the area are banking, tourism, wine, jewelry, and many others. The country is not currently involved in any major event. However, it finds itself constantly having to deal with immigration issues. While spending time in Lebanon, it is crucial to understand how to act and how to speak, making for the most enjoyable and well-spent time in the country. Whether you're trying to get from point A to point B, ordering something at a restaurant, or just trying to have a friendly conversation, it is important to be able to speak and understand a few of the key words and terms used in Lebanon. While Arabic is the official language throughout the nation, French, English, and occasionally Armenian are spoken throughout the country. According to the Lebanese Constitution, Article 11, Arabic is the official national language. Allah shall determine the cases in which the French language can be used. The Constitution does not state the exact French locations, so it is safe to say that simply knowing a few of the most frequently used Arabic words will be most helpful to you. Marhaba, shukran, and kifak are some very common phrases which mean hello, thank you, and how are you, respectively. There are many different ways to say the same thing, and it is important to know the gender of your words, as many are not the same spoken to a woman as they are spoken to a man. For example, when trying to ask the question, how are you, you would say kifak to a man and kifek to a woman. It is disrespectful to use the two interchangeably, and so make sure to know which term is used in which situation. Knowing the language and how to speak many of the key terms is extremely important to a successful trip, much like knowing how to get around and how to act while doing it. It is very rare to just stay in the same spot for the entire trip, so knowing how to get around is crucial to everyday activities. Most of the transportation in the country involves roads, as most people travel by either car, bus, or taxi. The World Factbook claims that there are 6,970 kilometers of roadway in the country, which ranks 140th in the world, which is not too terrible considering the capacity for roads in such a small territory. There are 5 paved airports throughout the country, which is very surprising considering the tiny size of the land. No matter what city you happen to end up in, it is very important to know how to carry yourself. Even though most interactions in the country will involve speaking, you must know how to conduct yourself non-verbally, as improper actions could be misinterpreted and could deeply offend your communicating partner. A couple of the most important gestures to know is to never raise your fist towards someone, as this is seen as a sign of offense and is similar to someone raising their middle finger to someone in America. Also, when greeting someone that you are familiar with, it is very common to give 3 kisses on the cheek, alternating each time. This is relative to 2 people shaking hands in the United States. These are just a few of the key cultural suggestions, and there are many, many more. No matter what task is at hand, you must know how to get there and how to act when you arrive. Lebanon is a country that is very centered around culture and communication, and it is vital to know at least a little bit about both. Know how to understand and maybe even speak some of the most important terms, as this will make your stay much easier. Know the best ways to transport you and your belongings around the region, and how to carry yourself when making your way around. Lebanon is renowned as having some of the most beautiful places in the world, so enjoy the time there and make every experience worth it.
Yay! Avery can't see you. There we go.